This week on Checkpoint.
I paid for my life, but why were you taking me? Obviously, there's no one here, so you're obviously coming to kill me.
The reason why I bengazange bandibulala is because I behaved. Ndenza lento bayifunayo.
Umngcwabo wami ndike ndawubona.
Hostages with a price on their heads.
Athi ke niyacothisa ayiseyo 3,000 ngoku i4 blocks. Athi hayibo i10 isenyuka. Bathi ingathi uthetha kakhulu sizaphinda siyinyuse.
This is Checkpoint and I'm Nkepile Mabuse. Hitchhiking in the Eastern Cape is a fairly common practice. The impoverished province is vast and public transport is not always readily available. Hitchhiking is also more often than not cheaper than taking taxis. But a rise in incidents of kidnap for ransom around the country has introduced additional dangers to this form of transportation. It's not only vulnerable women who are being held hostage. Producer Carla Hermanson and Karaman Ngeba Ntlanganiso also spoke to the victim of a business kidnap for ransom, an even more lucrative form of the crime.
The corner of Madeira and Elliot Road in the center of Umtata is a popular hitchhiking spot. At night, around 6 p.m., when shops close and people start making their way home, Umtata is a hive of activity. On the 8th of May, Yolanda Mbalo, a professional nurse, stood here trying to catch a ride to her night shift.
I was the only one going to Tsolo at the time. Other people were going to Manfred and Gombe. Eventually, after I think standing there for like 10 minutes or so, a car came, an Avanza, white Avanza came, and then it stopped and said he was going to Tsolo. Then I got in then at that point.
Yolanda and the driver headed out of Mtata towards Tsolo. They stopped at this Cecil garage for some petrol, and Yolanda drew money from this Nedbank ATM. Her fee for the lift was set at 30 Rand. While driving, the man's attitude changed.
He just stopped suddenly. He locked the car door. He slapped me and then said, it's over and done with you. When he had stopped. And then I tried to struggle a bit, but he overpowered me. I tried pressing my phone. He said if he pressed my phone, he threatened me that he was going to kill me. And then he tied me to the back of the armrest with my arms with a cable. I'm sure it could have been like a cable, like a kettle cable or an iron cable. I begged him for my life. And he was just threatening me, just threatening to kill me.
He drove down this dirt road and stopped the car in the forest.
He said all he wants now is money. He won't kill me. He just wants money. So do I have money now? Like, no, I don't have any money. I'm going to get paid next week. So it's like I should ask for money. Who do I usually ask for money? So I'm like, no, there's colleagues at work that actually go and borrow people money. So he asked me to organize that money. So after, we had stopped most at that point, and then he had raped me.
Yolanda frantically called a colleague to ask for money.
I said, please send me the money. And she did.
Her kidnapper wanted 2,000 Rand. Yolanda thought securing the money meant she'd be released, but that didn't happen.
He raped me for the second time. And on the time when he tried to actually start his car, he had no petrol. So on me, I also had 200 Rand on me, 250 Rand actually on me, in my bag, my purse that I actually I withdrew it there by Cecil garage before we left. So he asked a friend of his to actually come and bring him petrol. And then with me, he threatened me that if his friend that's coming is very dangerous and more than him, and if I made a move, he might also want to kill me. You'd think I'm a cargo or something. And at that point I actually thought, this is maybe some human trafficking, because he mentioned the word cargo.
After bringing petrol, the man left. Yolanda's kidnapper then took her to a house.
he says, but now I should sit on the bed. I knew why he's too strong. Let me just cooperate. So I got on the bed, and then he asked me, because if I'm cold or not, I should take the blanket and cover myself. Then I did, and then he came, and then again he raped me for the third time, and then he fell asleep. He was not drunk, but he was a huge guy. I think, yeah.
Her hands were tied up all night. The next morning, her kidnapper blindfolded her and tied her up on the back seat of the car. Yolanda thinks she fell asleep during the journey because when she awoke, there was a second man in the car.
I paid for my life, but why are you taking me? Obviously, there's no one here, so you're obviously coming to kill me.
They stopped the car next to this river at the bottom of a valley.
They started strangulating me, punching me. My eye was actually red. I still even have photos. My eye was red. And he said, "But this witch won't die." This witch won't die. So I was asking him, "Why are you doing all this thing to me? What did I do to you?" And he's saying, "But he's teaching me a lesson that I should never hike. I should never hitchhike."
Yolanda says she fainted after one kidnapper held his fist to her neck, cutting off her air supply. When she awoke, she was given the choice between drowning herself or being killed.
When I got inside the river, it became deeper and deeper and deeper. And then I slowly sort of drifted off. And then when they saw that I was drifting off, they went back to the car and then they left.
What do you think they were thinking?
I wouldn't survive the river, and maybe they didn't want to kill me with their own bare hands, but wanted me to die.
Finally free of her kidnappers, Yolanda pulled herself out of the water and started walking up this cliff. That's when she spotted Thabo Lisala, a local shepherd. Thabo left his sheep and tried to help a traumatized Yolanda. He explained they were in Pendu village, about an hour from Mthatha. Revisiting this river is a painful reminder for Yolanda.
I was like, "God, I don't think you actually created me to die this way like a dog. I was alone." I was sure by no God, and my life can't end like this.
Coming up.
Babuzibana ngoba nabantu abathathu abanobanika le mali ndiyifunayo bayifunayo.
Kidnappers demand 6,000 rand from a woman with only 900 left in her bank account.